Welcome to Take It to the Next Level with Bishop Clive Swan Jr. I'm here live with the Queen of Heart. I'm gonna let her introduce herself to y'all good people out there.
I'm Lazisa, and I'm from Tallahassee, and I'm on my own little self-healing journey or whatever. So I'm here with Clyde to talk about that.
Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
As you know, I'm from Tallahassee, and I have two kids. Um, like I said, I'm on this journey.
You seem like you're a
Nervous.
little nervous up in here.
I am. You got me nervous.
Why are you so nervous?
Oh my gosh, it's my first time.
I love it when a person be nervous like that and let you know how real and uncut this is. That we're speaking from the heart. Everything that's about to get talked about today is coming straight from the heart. We don't have nothing wrote down. And today's topic is living through the pain of hurt. Like it's so many people out there that's living through the pain of hurt and they don't even know it. They every day they wake up and they have some hurt deep down in the inside and they don't know how to release it. They don't know how to go about telling somebody about what they're going through because now we done got to a point where you really can't trust people out there. Like when you try to share something with somebody, they talking about you soon as you deliver the message to them. Like if you call them on the phone and you tell them while you on the phone, they texting somebody else, telling them about your business. So by the time y'all hang up, somebody calling you and talking to you about something that you just was only telling this one person. So now we at this point where we hold so much in that we living through this thing, this pain, and we hurt at the same time. So we finna talk about how to get past that, how to get over living through the pain of hurt, how to keep on living and not stop, keep going. A lot of us got kids, so we got something to live for. And the ones who don't have kids, we have to find that deep down on the inside of something that can keep us moving and keep us living. You understand what I'm saying?
Right, I understand.
Yeah. So you have to find it inside of you to keep living because now we not trying to commit suicide and we not trying to let depression overtake us and we not trying to let the world get the best of us. We trying to be more than conquerors. We trying to be more than overcomers. We trying to triumph this life that we have because we only have one life to live. And I have this lady in here with me and she done been through a lot, and she's still learning and she's still growing as well, just the same as me. I done been through a lot and we both young and we both still growing, but that we can speak from our heart and we have this opportunity to speak, you know what I'm saying? We thank God for that all in itself. But while I have her here, I want to ask her some deep stuff. I want to try to see if I can get into her heart a little bit, see if she'll talk to us a little bit. So let me ask you a few things on this journey of your life. So you say you're single, right?
Yeah, I'm single.
And you say you have how many kids?
Two.
Two kids, two beautiful kids. Okay, what you have?
A boy and a girl.
Okay, as a woman, how does it feel to be raising a young boy?
It's scary to me. Well, not he's young right now, but when he gets older, I mean, I'm nervous a little bit.
What's some of the things that scare you about raising a boy as a woman on your own?
Well, I just don't want him to go around the wrong path or get with the wrong friends and get killed. That's just that's a fear.
Oh
I'm
no,
a
no,
mother.
no! I understand that. That's every
Yeah.
black woman fear of a black child. Having a black child, that's scary.
Yeah.
So now, when you send him off to school, how do you feel about that?
Well, now he's only 4 now.
But
when
he's
I
in
send him off to
daycare,
school,
right?
yeah, he goes to school. He's in Head Start. So, I mean, sending him off to school now is fine. You know, he's learning. He likes to be around other people. Well, he likes to be around other kids. So right now it's fine. It's just when he gets older.
So what can you teach him?
Right now I just teach him independence. Right now, but as he gets older, still teaching him independence and how to think for himself and how not to be a people pleaser. That's the things that I try to teach my kids. That's important because we don't teach that to our kids, how not to be a people pleaser.
Amen. Okay, I like that. So my, I always growed up and I hear that, a lot of women say this, that when the father is not around, they have to be the father and the mother to the kids. How do you feel about something like that? Because to me, to be honest, I don't feel like a woman can be the father. She can only be the mother. And when you try to portray two people, it's a conflict interest.
Yeah, I agree. I can't be my kid's father. I'm
Right.
not their father. I'm only a mother, and I can't fill the role of a father because I'm not a father. I don't know how it feels to be a man. I don't know how it feels to be a father. So I can't be a father to somebody that I don't have within me. It's impossible. I'm only a mother,
Right.
and I can just try to be the best mother I can be.
And so how you explain to your kids that their why their father is not around?
Well, my children's fathers, they are around.
Well, that's
So,
not what I
I
mean.
mean,
Like just staying in the house with them every
well, yeah,
night.
not in the house.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
yeah, not
I never really had to explain that. My oldest one, um, she grew up with her father. It wasn't until maybe she turned around 7 when I moved back to Tallahassee that she wasn't with him every day anymore. But she talks to him on the phone all the time. So, and she's with him. She goes to him during the summers and the breaks. So I don't really have to explain, to her why her father, why she can't see him every day. She understands we broke up,
I got
and he reminds her all the time
you.
that we were married. Like every time they are around each other, he always telling her stories about me, like in a good way.
Okay.
So she doesn't have a negative view about our split or about him or about me. The second one, he's still 4, so he's still young.
Not understanding.
Yeah, so he honestly, yeah, that one, he take care of his son, but he hasn't been around like he should be around. But now he's around. Now he's changed and he's trying to be a more active part of his life. So I appreciate that from him.
I like that, and cause a lot of young women don't have it, the way you have it. A lot of young women out there is going through, they can't find their baby daddy, or the baby daddy don't look out like he should. And then you have some parents that who baby daddy is around in certain kids' life. So if this girl have 2, 3 kids, but only this child daddy is present, she tend to treat that child better. How you feel about a situation like
Uh, well, that's wrong. I would hope that she would treat all the kids,
that? Yeah, but
the
it's
same way.
favoritism out
Yeah, it
there.
is favoritism, but that's bad. And that's one of the reasons why, I don't like women who, I don't like it when women say that they can keep their kids from their dad. If you feel like, women be like, oh, he not a consistent father, and I have to protect my kids from him because he's not consistent. But who is protecting your kids from you? Because you're showing favoritism to one child and not the other. Who's protecting these kids from you when you're not treating them right? So you can't. It's hypocrisy to me because we're not the best mothers and we don't make the best decisions all the time. So who's protecting the kids from us? So we don't have the right, or we don't have the right to sit here and try to keep kids away from the father just because they're not doing what we want them to do, and say that we're going to be this judge and jury over this child's father and try to force him to do things that we want him to do. We can't do that, and under the name of trying to protect the kids. The, protect them from what? Like, I don't agree with that because who's protecting these kids from the mother? A lot of hurt that kids are experiencing, especially the black males, a lot of hurt that they're experiencing is from the mother first.
Let's go deep into that.
The
Talk to
mothers
us.
are the children's first love, the first nurturers, the first ones to show them love and nurture. And when they're not getting that from the mother, we're the first ones to hurt them. So who's the ones who are hurting the kids first? We are. So we can't sit here and judge and try to keep our kids away from their fathers when we're not perfect ourselves. We can't do that under the name of protection. Because who's protecting our kids from us? Nobody is protecting the kids from us. Nobody's protecting the kids from their favoritism. Nobody is protecting the kids when we call them out their name. Nobody's protecting them when we hurt them. We hurt them too. So I don't agree with that.
Well, she getting deep on me. It got me feeling a little goosebumps. Cause I'm just thinking about those things. Cause you have some parents out there, like you have some women out there, and it's some great women out there. Cause my mom's, she did the best she could, and I talked about this in my last podcast. You know, I felt hurt growing up. Like she was saying that she was hitting on some key points. So I definitely can feel where she coming from because I felt that growing up, the favoritism, the protection from my mother of hurting me when she didn't even know she was hurting me when she thought she was trying to make me stronger. So I definitely understand that. But you have some young women out there who feel like when they done lost it out with that man, with the child's father, that and he done got with another woman, they make his life a living hell. How do you feel about that when this man has been a great dad to his kids, a great father to his kids, but yet that the mama want him back, she'll do any and everything to make his life miserable because he's with somebody else.
I mean, it's wrong, but it's wrong for her to do that. But we all got choices on who we choose to deal with. So just like women have to make better choices in the fathers that they choose, the men have to make better choices in the women that they choose to follow their kids as well. And we know the character of these people before we get with them. And unfortunately, we have to lay in the bed. We have to deal with it. Is it wrong? It's wrong for women to do that. It is wrong for them to be bitter. Um, but I don't know. We can't change them.
You said something about character.
You can't change them.
How you know a person? You can't know a person's character
Yes,
like
you
that
can.
because a person can fool you. A person can be Batman in the nighttime and Bruce Wayne in the daytime. A person can be Wonder Woman at nighttime.
They
And
can, but if you have boundaries and standards, you will be able to bypass all this act that they're portraying. People don't have boundaries. They don't have boundaries and they don't have standards that's protecting them from people like that. So that's why you get fooled because you didn't have these boundaries in the first place. You left your door unlocked for a thief to come in. Like it's always signs. There's always signs, and we miss them because we're in love with them.
So
We
red
get affection.
flags, in
There's
other
always
words,
there's
red
always
flags.
red flags. There's
Right.
always red flags.
right.
There's always a pattern that they're doing. There's always, and we just once we get that in love feeling, like that's why they say love is a drug,
Oh yeah.
because love is a drug. It messes up your logic. It it love will make you do things you would never do.
Love make you do crazy things.
Yeah, and it make you not be in touch with reality.
So how many red flags do you feel like a person should look over?
They shouldn't look over.
Mm.
They shouldn't look over any
I'm just
red
asking.
flags.
I'm just asking.
They shouldn't look over any red
Because
flags.
you just said nobody is perfect, right?
Nobody is perfect.
Okay, so
but
therefore the benefit of the doubt,
nah, I think you should have standards first.
right? Ain't no wrong
So
with standards.
and boundaries.
Okay.
No one should be able to cross your boundaries. They should respect your boundaries. So if they don't respect your boundaries, then that's a no go. You shouldn't proceed with them.
So what'll be a no go for you? I'm talking about the first red flag that pop up that can cause you to end the date that y'all on,
They
to
just
end
they
the
just
relationship, even if
well,
he was treating your kids right, and even though they're not his, but yet he's stepping up to the plate, even he's showing you love and affection. But one time he do something that caused a red flag. Would that cause you to just up and just say, you know what, I'm giving up on this relationship at the door?
well, I wouldn't say.
Talk to me,
Let's see. Okay, let's say when you first meet a man
right?
and you have him take you on a date or whatever, right?
Right.
And you get to know him or whatever. Like if you just had a recent baby, if you just had a baby or got a baby on the way, that's just automatically a red flag, and you should not pursue him.
But that's
Like,
before your time.
Still,
It take 9 months.
No,
It take 9 months to have a baby.
No,
So what if that was just a one night stand between him and that woman and
That-
she got pregnant?
no,
And that was 9 months ago. We
No.
talking almost a whole year.
no. I don't want that. I don't want that drama in my life. That's
So that's a
coming.
big red flag.
That's coming with a baby mother that wants him still, and that's gonna cause problems in his life.
Okay.
So she gonna cause problems in his life. Do I want this problem in my life? No, I don't.
I respect that.
That's a red flag. Automatically no.
That's a good point.
So
Give me one more. I like that
Let's
one,
see.
though. That was nice. Because I feel the same way. I don't think right now at this point in my life that I want to be with a woman that have kids that the baby daddy is very influential in their life, in her life, because I'm going to feel like he's still sleeping with her, she's still sleeping with him. Because we out of time now where it's like the baby daddy and baby mama feel like they own each other.
Right. That's
I don't
crazy.
understand that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's scary for me.
That is.
You talking on the phone with him every time I look, but you tell me it's about the kids. When
Yeah,
if
you
it's
know.
about the kids, and she especially, how old your daughter?
Mine 11.
So if a kid somewhere between 9, 10, and 11, they know better.
Mm-hmm.
That means they can talk on the phone with the parents.
Themselves.
They don't need the mom and daddy to communicate.
Yeah, I don't
So
trust
that made me feel, yes, right.
Because I don't
right.
talk to
so
my
that's
daughter's
what you
father.
said.
I
I
don't
can
talk
go
to
with
him.
that.
I don't talk to him
No,
like
because
that.
we don't got nothing to talk about.
We don't got nothing to talk about.
Especially if I'm in a relationship with somebody
Right.
else.
You don't have
Me
nothing
and you
to talk
shouldn't
about.
be. If I'm calling you, telling you that the child is getting in trouble in school and stuff like that, that you need to be more present and talk. Then yes, that's
different.
one thing.
But
other
every
than that,
single day,
just
y'all on the
conversate.
phone
Yeah,
all the time.
yeah.
Ain't no. What we talking
Yeah.
about?
But why do men and women feel like that? That's something that's been bothering me. That these women and men
Because
feel
you don't
like
have
they
no
own each other.
boundaries. That's a boundary that you're supposed to have. So you're supposed to have that boundary. Okay, if I see somebody is talking too much with their child's father, I see that their relationship is too close for my liking. That's a boundary that you need to stick by and say you don't want that. So you don't deal with her. You have to make that choice and not do. You can't change her. You can't change people.
Right? Nah, it's hard. It's hard.
Right?
Anyway.
You can't.
Yeah.
Whatever dynamic they got going on, you
Yeah.
cannot change that.
A
They're gonna
person
keep
gotta
doing
wanna
that.
Do it for themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I
if
go
this
with that.
person
I
is
agree.
not cutting them off for you, you can't change them. So you say, okay, I can't deal with this. You can't live with it. You know it's something that's gonna bother you every single day, and you can't live with it. Then you make the decision that I'm not gonna be with this person. But people don't do that. They still choose to be with this person, and they try to change them, and they nag them all the time, and that just makes the relationship more worse
Toxic.
because you nagging them all the time, and they're not gonna want to do it. That's because I'm angering them
Oh yeah.
and make them do the things that you already accusing them of.
Cause I go in space on you quick. If
Yeah.
you nagging me like that, I would. Boy, you could be talking to me and I'll be somewhere else. in my whole mind.
So
So let me ask you a question. Your daughter, your oldest daughter, her dad. So y'all was together for a while. How long y'all was together?
about we was married about 8 years.
And y'all was married.
Well, in that church that we was in.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. That's going somewhere. And the reason I brought it up is when y'all separated, and I want you to be honest. I want you to let me know how you felt about when y'all separated. Like how it came about. Like you don't have to get all the way into it, but I'm just saying, how did that hurt feel? Was you
Well,
hurt?
I wasn't
Did you
hurt.
have pain about it?
No,
Okay.
I think I was already checked out of the relationship for a long time.
How long?
I
Because
don't know.
it can be like that. In
Yeah.
our minds, we can really be,
Mhm.
even in our hearts, we can already be gone from the relationship 3-4
Yeah.
years before it even be
Right,
over
right.
with.
So I was already checked out for a while. It's just I had to, like he was taking care of me and my daughter, so I had to be able to make sure I could take care of myself and my daughter on my own. So that's what I was working on, like getting me a job that can take care of me and my daughter by myself. So when I was able to do that, then that's when I was like, okay, I don't want to be a part of this church that we were in anymore. And I knew that once I started to be rebellious about being in that church, that he would want to break up. So when I knew that I was ready and I could do for myself, that's when I started being rebellious and not wanting to be a part of this organization anymore. So that's how we split up. So it wasn't no really hurt feelings. I wasn't hurt over it. I think I was already checked out of the relationship for a while.
When you first left him, did you think about him? Like because people can get comfortable. And when you comfortable in something, it's
Mhm.
hard to get up out of it.
Yeah.
And people don't want to be uncomfortable.
No, not really. Because I felt like I was escaping. I didn't feel no.
So what was some of the things? Well, give me one of the things
Well, I
that
really-
caused you and him to, for you to check out years before you even left out the door.
Well, I think we just grew apart.
Had
We
that
just grew
happen.
apart.
Yeah.
It wasn't nothing that he did. Like I said, he treated me well.
Okay.
So it wasn't nothing that he did. We just grew apart. I'm always evolving. My mind is always changing. And it was just time for me to move on to the next phase of my life. So that's all that was.
So you do feel like people can grow apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. I feel that too. And my thing is, so y'all grow apart. What would you say to a person that's going through a abusive relationship, man or woman? Hands, mouth, because to me, emotional abuse is worse than physical
Yeah,
abuse.
I think emotional abuse is worse than physical abuse. But when people are physically abused, it takes them forever to leave. Like any type of abuse, it takes that person a long time to leave.
So
Whether it's the woman or whether it's the man, it takes them a long time to leave. And usually it's because they lack the self esteem, they lack the self confidence to do that.
Comfortable?
No, they don't have no self esteem. They don't have no love for themselves.
So what would you tell them to come up out of a hurtful, painful situation like that? Like what would be a suggestion that you can give to somebody
that's in something that's abusive,
yeah.
emotionally abusive? Well, they need to think about. They need to make a list of the pros and cons of being with this person. So write down the pros and write down the cons. And they need to sit with themselves and get to know themselves and ask them, are my needs being met in this relationship? And if they say that their needs are not being met in the relationship, then they should leave. They should ask themselves, am I loving this person more than I'm loving myself? Do I love this person more than I love myself? Am I only thinking about this person and not thinking about myself? Do I think about my needs and what I need? Am I getting what I want? If you're not getting what you want out of this relationship and you're hurting all the time, then you should leave because you can't change that person.
And putting their hands on you is a no-no.
Yeah, that's already a no-no. But people are codependent. Most people who are in abusive relationships are codependent, and they can't leave that person because they're it's weird.
Explain weird.
I'm just saying the way the mind works is just weird. It's like they're so in love with this person they can't leave them. It's like they make excuses for them.
And love don't hurt.
They make excuses for them to stay with them. They make it about that person and not about themselves. That's the thing. That's the thing too. They're not thinking about themselves. They only think about that person. Oh, they didn't mean to do it. It's something.
Yeah,
it's all about that person, and not about them. Not about them. Oh, it hurts me when he does this, and he's not treating me how I want to be treated. They don't ever think about that. They only think about that other person. People need to start focusing on themselves and how they feel, and not how the other person feels.
For one thing, and I love what she just said, because I learned, what I'm learning is, and I'm learning this every day still because I'm still alive, that we cannot find our happiness in nobody else. We got to find our happiness within ourselves. Because if we depend on our happiness to come from somebody else, we'll be hurt every time.
Right.
Because one moment a person can make you happy, then the next moment a person can make you sad, a person can make you mad, you know what I'm saying? A person can make you angry, very jealous, ready to kill, all that. So you cannot, so for people who out there looking for somebody to find their happiness in, is going to be lost and hurt for a long time, because if you continue to do that, you're not going to get where you're trying to go at in your life, because you cannot depend on your happiness from no one else. Okay, this is what I want to talk about now. I want to talk about losing a loved one. I don't know if you ever lost somebody that was very dear to you, but I have. And I lost a cousin. We called him Mister, and some people called him Bishop, but I think he was like 25 years old, and he was more like a brother to me than he was a cousin. And he was gunned down. But to lose him, really hurt me. It devastated me. Like, as a man who I am, preacher and everything, I had kill on my heart. I had kill in my mind. Like, I wanted to kill the person who did it.
Wow.
Because the way I felt at that time. And I'm not going to lie, that's something I continue to have to pray to God to take away from me, because I can't say that it's completely gone. And that's why it's all about healing. And I never told nobody this, so I do want to just get it off my chest. And the reason I brought it up is because the topic is living through the pain of hurt. You know, how do you live through losing someone that was so very dear to you, like a mama, a dad, you know, a sibling, you know, a cousin, a best friend. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that mean a lot to you because when a person dead, they gone.
Yeah, they gone.
Yeah. So me to every day I try to just take it slow. Like I just try to. You can't not think about it because I think about Mister all the time, and I'm not gonna tell you that I don't. I think about my brother Gift all the time. That's somebody that I lost as a very best friend. You know what I'm saying? I think about them boys all the time. And but what I do is now what I do is I try to live for them through me. Just keep living. Like don't give up on life. Just keep going strong. You know what I'm saying? And I have a auntie and a cousin who just lost their mom, and that you know that. And I wish I could just really be there for them, but it's hard to be there for them when I you know haven't experienced that. But what I would say is, you know, just and what I experienced through losing Mister is for me to just keep getting up, keep going strong, and keep trusting the process of healing. But do you have somebody that you lost? It don't have to be dead. It don't have to even be death. Just somebody that was so close to you in your life that y'all some kind of way separated and you don't communicate with them no more. And how do you feel about that? How would you feel about losing somebody that was so close to you, a best friend that y'all separated and y'all don't communicate like y'all used to, and y'all not as close as y'all used to? You know, auntie, uncle.
Not really.
No.
I'm not close to anyone, unfortunately.
And why you feel like that?
I don't know. I don't know why I'm not close to anyone. I don't know.
Are you scared to get close to someone like that?
I don't know. I don't know. I think I never lost anyone either. I never lost an immediate family member. So I don't know how that feels. And I don't know. I think I'm naturally already detached from people. So I know people are temporary. They're not going to be around forever. You just have to enjoy the experience that you have with them. But I don't know. I wish I could help you with that, but
No,
I never lost anyone. Like I don't know. I never
See,
lost.
because not everybody is not agile as you, like can say that, and that's serious. Like I can learn from what you're saying. Like even though I don't want to be as detached from people as you saying, because I do love people. It's the evil ones that I don't really deal with, but I can still learn from you because I need to put that down inside of my spirit to know that eventually I'm bound to lose somebody because we're only here temporarily. This is not our permanent home. This is not our place that we're gonna be at forever. So yes, we bound to lose somebody, but that don't make the pain less. It don't ease the pain no lesser. It don't make it. You know what I'm saying? It don't make the hurt. Hurt lesser. So right now, do you have any friends that done lost somebody and you done try to be there for them? What was some of the things that you was able to encourage them with?
No.
No friends?
No, not. I don't really have no close friends anyway. I don't. That's probably why either, because I'm already a loner. I'm just a natural loner. I've been that way all my life. So I'm not close to my family. I'm not close to anybody.
What brought you to this point though? Is this something that just came from when you was a little girl?
I think it's just natural. I think it's just natural like that. I don't know what happened when I was little. I don't really remember my childhood that much to make me be a loner. But I've always been that way. I've always been detached. There's nobody that could lead my life right now, and I would be hurt forever.
Oh yeah, we can't say that now because kids for sure.
Yeah, my kids are here.
So
I love my kids.
Right.
I love my kids,
can't
but
say that because I already know you ain't gonna.
I don't know. I never lost my kids, so that's what I'm saying. I can't.
Yeah,
I never lost
we ain't trying to lose them
right,
either.
exactly.
But at the same time, you said there's no one, and we know that that's not the case.
I mean, no one outside of my kids or my immediate family. I don't know.
No, trust
I wish
me.
I could help you. I know. I don't want to say I have a cold heart. I don't have a cold heart, but I don't. I think uh, I'm just
So
detached.
I'm just asking, like, do you think that any pain could have caused you to be so, as a loner, and and
Um,
it is something that you could have been, you could be suppressing, you could be done buried from years, and you
Probably.
just didn't
I
never,
just don't remember.
yeah,
It
and
could
it be
be.
like that. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm there. Like
Yeah.
especially with me going to prison at 17 and the things that I seen when I was in prison and
Mm.
what I endured from 10 years that I did, I definitely done buried some stuff that I'm trying to find a way to bring it out because I'm learning that the more you talk about those type of things, the
Mhm.
more the quicker you can get healed from being hurt.
All right.
Yeah, the quicker that you can get healed from the pain that you done buried deep in the inside and you didn't even know you buried it.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's some stuff that we done been through and we done suppressed it for so long that we don't
Mhm.
even remember,
Yeah. I don't even remember.
right? And so I learned that in order for you to keep the tree from growing, you have to cut it off at the root. You can't
Mm.
just cut it off. You feel what I'm saying? Because if you just cut it off at the edge, it's gonna still grow. But you gotta go and dig up the whole root of the problem of the tree,
Mm.
I should say, and that way it won't grow no more because now ain't nothing else left.
Right.
So that's where I'm at in my life as well. I'm just trying to get to a point, and sometimes I find myself crying, and, and I'm not even going through nothing. But it's the fact of the matter, I'm crying because it's something that I went through,
Mm.
and I done
You
buried
just
it for
releasing
so
it.
long. Yeah, I could just
And
be
you
talking to
releasing it.
somebody and just tears can just start flowing, and that's because I done been hurt for so long. I done been burying it for so
Mm.
long. Have you ever been to a place in your life like that where you just talking to somebody and just you felt some emotional just started stirring up?
Not out of the blue. Only if I resonate with what's going on. I guess. Yeah.
So you done been there.
I mean, I've been hurt one time.
Oh, let's talk about
So
that.
why y'all
Just a
talking
little
about being
bit.
hurt?
Just a little bit. Just a little bit of
I
that.
only been hurt like one time.
Okay.
So yeah,
But
that
that's
was
a
like
start,
that
though.
was like a real turning point for me. You know, of course, when you get hurt, you're supposed to let it all out.
Right.
I feel like when you do get hurt, you need to let all that emotion out. You can talk to somebody about it,
Not just anybody.
a therapist,
Yeah,
or somebody,
well, it ain't
somebody
necessarily.
trusted,
Yeah, there
or
you go.
you
Yeah,
know, a mentor or somebody,
I go
you
with
know,
that.
or
Sometimes you
just
can't
a
even talk to
trusted
your
person.
mama.
Yeah, sometimes you can't talk to
Yeah,
them.
they don't. They want to talk about what they want to talk about.
Just a trusted person, you know.
But let's go back to that. That way, yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. You
Let's
just
go
can't.
back to that.
Yeah, definitely, most definitely. Let's go back to
Uh,
that. So you say you've been hurt one time, as you can recall, anyway.
yeah, I
But
can recall
but
that.
but I love that. But see, we get so well because now you just went from not having no emotions, not having no feelings, to not being detached to people, but to now that it done triggered that you have been hurt one time.
Yeah, well,
So
I know
let's
that I've been
but
hurt.
let's talk about that though.
Let's see. Okay, I only had like one heartbreak.
Okay.
So when I had the heartbreak,
So
that's
what
just
happened in that moment of that heartbreak? How did you feel? And I know you can go back to it because I can go back to when I've been hurt every
well,
time if I think about it and how I felt.
well, it happened so long ago, so I
Because
really
you weren't
don't.
3-4 years old when you had a heartbreak.
Well, it happened so long ago, so I don't really feel that pain no more.
So was
but
it your first
I
love?
know, I would think so, yes. So it was so painful. I remember that it just felt like I was dying. Felt like I was
Talk
dead.
about it. Talk
Yeah.
about it. How you
I
felt
remember how I
inside?
felt. I did feel like I was dying. So, but I had to recover from that. It took a while.
How did you recover
I
from
don't
it?
know, just from that's what started my self-love journey and the journey that I'm on.
What type of journey
But
you
yeah,
on?
that's self-love, being about myself, sovereign. Um, but when somebody hurts you or whatever, that's your time to start getting to know yourself and to see why you're hurting. You have to get to the root of it. You have to get to the root of why you feel hurt right now.
What's
And
that?
then when you get to the root of why you feel hurt, okay, how did you get to that point? a feeling like that. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to be real with yourself because it gets embarrassing once you get to the root of how you got to this point with this person. You have to realize, okay, you did some things that were embarrassing to get to this point. Where if you loved yourself, you would never got to this point. You would have.
But listen, okay, let me say this, and I don't mean to stop you in your tracks. I love what you just said, but at the same time, right, and it's a but, which is a condition word, but my thing is, you love yourself, but you didn't know that he was going to hurt you like that when you went into that relationship, and you loved yourself, so you still, in life, you taking a chance, see what I'm saying? When you giving somebody else an opportunity to be in your life, and you're not going in there expecting that they gonna hurt you.
So when you buy a house,
right?
Do you not buy your house and not think that nobody not gonna break in your house? Do you do that? You buy a house, but you buy a house and your thought is, okay, nobody not gonna break into my house.
You got to think about all those factors.
No,
what's the neighborhood?
But you have to view it like that.
Okay.
When you buy a house,
right,
you lock all the windows.
Yep.
You get a security system.
Yes.
You lock your doors.
Yes.
You do all that thing. You do all those things to protect your house because you never know. You never know somebody may break in. You never know. That's how you have to feel about your body, and that's how you have to feel about your heart. You always have to have a fortress around it. You always have to have protection around it, which is your standards
right,
and your boundaries.
Right.
That's what's protecting you. So no, you're not going into it, oh, this person's gonna hurt me, but you've already set your house up. You've already set yourself up just in case this person may do some shiesty, may do something to hurt me. I already got my defenses up. So if they try, my defenses are gonna stop them. Some people, y'all don't be having no defenses up. So then when people do try, they sneak in and they get in and hurt you. So it is us. We're not protecting ourselves from people. So when they do try to hurt us.
But don't that have something to do with trust? So my thing is this. If you already got your walls up and your guards up and you don't want to let it come through the door, right? And so when it do come through the door and you catch it right then and now you moving it out but not really seeing what's going on in their life, trying to figure out why would they hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Not even giving them an opportunity to explain themselves. I ain't talking about putting their hands on you. I ain't talking about being emotional abuse to you, but just doing something that caused some hurt to you without y'all having a transparency conversation, without y'all having a vulnerable conversation. Because in order for me to know I hurt you, I need you to tell me what can hurt you. Right. So if y'all ain't have these conversations, so what I'm saying is now you putting a wall up and you're not really giving a person an opportunity to really have flaws. You're not giving him an opportunity to make mistakes because your guard is so high up. So my thing is it anything wrong with letting your guard down at times when you feel like this could be the one? Because I let my guard down because know why? I don't want to bring in my old relationship into my new relationship. I don't want to bring in my old hurt into my new relationship. I don't want to bring in my old drama into my new relationship. So when I look at you, I want to give you a whole fresh start. I want to give you a whole opportunity. And yes, I'm taking a chance. Yes, I could be hurt again. Yes, I could, be disappointed again. I could be, out my miseries, out my mind for doing what I'm about to do. But guess what? Because I want to give you this opportunity, guess what I got to do? What you said, that fortress, I got to bring it down. I got to allow you to come into my fortress in order for me to really give you all of me. Because if I keep that fortress up, guess what I'm doing? I'm holding back. I'm holding back a part of me that I don't want you to hurt.
Yeah, I don't think you understand what I mean.
I do.
By,
I'm feeling what you're saying.
I don't think you understand what I mean. Like, I'm not saying not allow this person in. I'm not saying that. I'm saying our emotions is our natural body's way to talk to us. Our emotions are talking to us. Our emotions.
So y'all women
are
intuition.
No, not just women, but men have emotions. Everybody have emotions.
Okay.
Our emotions is our body's natural alarm system. If you think of it like that, that's how I think of my emotions. They're our body's natural alarm system, letting you know that something is not right within. Your emotions are not what somebody is doing to you. I'm not. If I do something, I'm not making you have that emotion. Your body is naturally. That's your body's defense. Your body is telling you something's wrong. That's your emotion. I'm not making you have that emotion.
So another
Your
person
body.
can't trigger your emotions. So the person can
No,
trigger
they.
your emotions.
Yeah, but that's your body defense system letting you know something is wrong. And we don't listen to our bodies. We don't listen to our emotions. So I'm not saying you can't let nobody in. I'm saying that once an emotion is triggered, it's our job to pay attention to emotion that we're feeling, to go within and see why we're feeling that way, and then to address it with that person. And if that, because your body is warning you about something. That's what I'm saying, that we have defenses for a reason, and we bypass them. Just like the analogy that I use is just the same thing with the house. Like you have an alarm on your house, you have a boundary. So if somebody crossed that boundary, your house starts alarming.
Yeah.
And who got to go cut that alarm off? You got to cut it off. You have to get up and go see what's wrong. Why? Who triggered my alarm? What's going on? You have to go see what's going on. That's the same thing with your bodies. You getting angry or you feel insecure. That's your body alerting you to something. And you have to go, okay, I'm feeling insecure. Why am I feeling insecure right now? Let me go see who making me feel insecure. Okay, why would I feel this way? Oh, because she look like this. She pretty and she on my man. But why? So what? Am I not pretty? That you have to talk to your own self.
Oh yeah.
You have to talk and you have to build
most
your own
definitely.
confidence. I'm pretty.
Encourage yourself.
I'm pretty.
Most definitely.
So it don't matter that another pretty person is on my man. I'm pretty. You have to think of yourself as the baddest person walking. I'm the baddest thing walking. She don't got nothing on me. That's how you build yourself up. That's how you take your alarm. That's how you shut your alarm off. We have to shut our own alarm system off. You can't depend on somebody else to shut our alarms off, because that's how you let a snake in. So that's how people get hurt, because we depend on other people to make us feel better about ourselves. We depend on other people to stop our hurt when we're supposed to stop our own hurt. It's just like you giving the thief the code to your alarm system. You giving them the code to cut off your emotions. You giving them the code to cut off. Are you angry? I can cut that off. I'll know the code to cut her anger off. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Now she's not gonna be angry. Now I can just walk past her boundary. Now I can get inside and I can steal all her stuff. That's because we're giving people too much power over us. We are in control of our emotions. We have to control our emotions so nobody can come in and use us and abuse us. So that's what I mean by, we have to have that boundary there. That boundary there is for us to fix ourselves, not for the other person to fix us. We have to fix what's going on. If somebody, so I'm probably not explaining right,
oh, no,
but.
No, hey. I promise you is opening up my eyes. And
so that's
we definitely had two different point of views, but now I understand where you coming from as well. And I promise you just helped out. If you ain't helped them out, you definitely just helped me out a lot.
I'm just
and
saying,
just to hear that, so I understand what you're saying.
Don't depend on me to make you happy.
Yeah.
If you depend
Right.
on
We
me to
just
make you
talked
happy,
about that. Right.
if you depend on me to make you happy, I'm gonna make you happy, and that's how I'm gonna be able to come in and use
And control you.
Because you depending on me to make you happy. You can't depend. You can't make your own self happy. That's how you give people control over you.
Right.
You give people control over your emotions.
Right.
They're in control of you, and now they can sit them in and use you and hurt you all they want to because they can control you. So that's what I mean by you have to have those boundaries up. Those boundaries are that's what protect you, and when you don't take heed to your boundaries, that's how people are able to slip in and hurt you. That's what I mean.
And it was well explained. Congratulations, I love that.
Thank
I
you.
gotta give you a round of applause for that one. No, because I definitely, if that, man, that really put somebody over to the next level to understand in their life. You got to stop giving people control over your life. Like I always say, if you let somebody get you mad, have you in your feelings, then they controlling you.
Right, they control you.
Yeah, don't give nobody that. That's why I always consider myself to be an optimistic type of person.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, because you want to hurt me, guess what? That's cool. You can stay miserable. And if you feel like you hurting me, you can stay hurt about what you feeling. But guess what? I'm going to shake that off and I'm going to press on and I'm going to keep moving. So Yes, I dig everything that
Right.
you just said. I love that. I love the way you explained it, the way you broke it down, and everything. And I'm glad that you was able to even get it off your chest and explain it like that, because that hurt that happened to you in that one time brought you to a place in your life where you're learning
Right.
how to
Can't nobody
overcome, right? And not
can't
not
nobody hurt me again.
and guess what though? Even if
Mhm.
it do happens, because it can, because we still young, we still living life, and I'm not saying that you will let somebody hurt you again. It can be unexpected. You see what I'm saying? Because things in this life, it can catch you. It's like a car.
Mhm.
You got a brand new car and 0 miles on it, and you drive it out of town, and just out of nowhere, it shut off. So it's unexpected. And guess what you're gonna say in your mind? Man, I just bought this car, and I'm just now driving it out of town. Ain't no way something wrong with it already, and I'm the first one to drive it. But guess what? It was man-made. So
Wow.
being that it was man-made, anything can happen. So that's what I'm saying in our life. And I'm not saying that
And
you're gonna let somebody
always
hurt you
have
again.
always have a plan B and C. That's how you keep yourself happy. It's by always having a plan B and C. Because like I said, people depend on people to make them happy. I'm not gonna depend on no man to make me happy. If a man not doing what I want him to do, then I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have another plan. I'm gonna have another plan in place to make myself happy. I'm not gonna depend on him to make me happy. So that's the same with your car. If I get a brand new car and I take it out of town, ain't nothing that's gonna happen on that car where I'm gonna be upset about it. I'm gonna still have an optimistic view because I already have a plan B and C ready for me, just in case something happens to that car. I already got AAA. I already got something in place that if something bad happens to this car, I'm okay. It's all right. We good.
Not everybody think like that.
But that's how I think.
But yeah, no, that's a good way to
That's how
think.
I think.
That's a good way to think.
That's how you keep yourself happy.
Right. And
So
know
you have to that same process of you making sure that you have a plan B and C with your car, or you get a new car. It's the same thing process that you have to make when you get a partner. That you already have a plan B and C. If this partner's not doing what I want them to do, or if I need something and they don't want to do it, I already got a plan B on how I'm gonna get it done. You make yourself happy. You can't depend because you're gonna be sitting there upset.
No, you can't
You're gonna be sitting up upset.
depend on nobody else. So when I preach, I always say I come in with expectancy. Always. So what I'm saying is, should I go in expecting bad or should I go in expecting good? Because it's what you expect that can come to pass a lot of times. If you
Yeah.
already expecting the worst, you know, you hear people say, I always expect the worst. No, I disagree with that saying. I don't even know where they get it from. That means so whenever something do happen, you already expect it anyway. Why should I already expect the worst? The Bible says the devil meant it for bad, but God turned it for my good. So why would I always go in there and expect the worst? Why can't I just go in there and expect that this time is gonna be different?
I agree and then I don't agree.
Tell me
Just
why.
because that's how you get hurt by having this high expectation on a human.
Not
I
saying
expect-
that they gotta be hot, but just in the fact of
I just
not
expect
going in there expecting that
I
you about to
expect-
get hurt, they about to disappoint you. Because you
I
know that
expect
can happen
humans.
anyways.
I expect humans to be human.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
So
you
that's
know
what I
about to
expect. So it could go either way. It could go 50-50. So that's how I view it. I don't place expectations.
happen. Should I
on
look
people.
for hurt?
I don't.
I'm just asking. Should you go into that situation looking like, oh boy, you gonna treat me just like my last girl did?
I don't think you should say that out loud.
Yeah.
No.
Even when it pop up in your mind, how should you
No.
handle it?
I think if it pop up in your mind, you should already have standards. That's what I'm saying. You should already have boundaries in place. You should already have boundaries. You should already have rules that you have set for yourself. That the rules that you just cannot live with. You have to already have this list already that you know in your head. If somebody is this way, I cannot live with this. So if you see them do this rule, then you already cut them off. See, and people don't be doing that. So that's what I'm saying. If you already have your set of rules that you know you absolutely cannot live with because this is going to drive you crazy for the rest of your relationship, or you know that it's not going to be good for you, you have to cut that person off immediately.
I need
So
to
you
put
don't
that on
go
the
in,
bud.
Huh?
Yeah, nip that on in the bud.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
And people
try
don't
to
do
look
that.
over,
People try
like,
to change people.
yeah.
They say, oh, they're going to change. People
Yeah.
know you can't
And
force
they
them
think
to
just because
change.
they get married, it'll be different.
Right, it's not going to be different. That's how they're going to be.
Yeah.
So you have to accept people as how they are, how you view them, how they are showing up to you. That's how you need to accept them as. And they're not going to change. So that's how I think you should look at people. Not, oh, they're going to treat me the same way my last day. No, you're going to go into this relationship. How is this person going to benefit me? That's what you should go in. Thinking about yourself. Not thinking about this person. You're going in thinking about yourself. Is this person going to be able to give me what I need? Am I going to benefit? Are they meeting all my boundaries, all my standards? Let's think about yourself. Don't think about this other person trying to please them, trying to be what you want them to be. No, you think about you and if they're going to fit into your life, how you want them to fit in it. If they're being the way that how you want them to be, naturally. If they're naturally being the way how you want them to be, then you're good. But if they're doing things that is kind of shady, I don't like that. Then you have to cut them off.
They keep triggering something inside of you.
You have to cut them off. They're not going to change. It's not going to get better. They're going to keep doing it.
Yeah, it's not going to work.
So that's what I'm saying. People are scared. You have to not be afraid to lose people.
Or to be alone.
Exactly. People are afraid to be alone. People are afraid of people not liking them no more. And that's why they get into this relationships that they're in. They're miserable because they were afraid to lose that person. Like, you can't be afraid to lose people. When I meet somebody, I'm not afraid to lose them. I'm not afraid that they will go be with somebody else. I'm not jealous if they go be with somebody else because I know who I am. And I know what I have to offer. And I know that I'm amazing. I talk my own stuff up. So I'm not afraid. I'm not going to jump through hoops for nobody. I'm not going to try to perform for nobody. I'm just going to be myself. And I'm not afraid to lose this person by telling them what I like and what I don't like. You have to be able to do that. If you're afraid to say what you don't like because you're afraid to scare them off, then that's how you end up getting hurt. Because you're afraid to speak up for yourself. You're afraid to advocate for yourself because you're afraid this person gonna leave you or be like, oh, I don't want to be that person. You should be happy that they don't want to. That's your boundary. So now you know that person not made for you. If you say something and this person don't like it, then that's good. And they leave you, that's good. You got rid of somebody who's not supposed to be there.
Who shouldn't be there anyway.
Exactly. But no, people are scared to do that, to get rid of people that are not supposed to be there. So they keep people by people pleasing. They're not supposed to be there. But because you're scared, or you're afraid to leave them, or you're afraid that they're going to leave you, you keep them around and try to tiptoe around them and try to change yourself and try to be and accept things that you don't like because you're afraid of them leaving you or being with somebody else. That's how you end up getting hurt.
Man, y'all heard it from the Queen of Hearts herself. She's here in the building. I definitely learned a lot today. And I hope somebody else was able to go to a whole nother level. Now, before we get ready to get up out of here, I just want to ask her one last thing. Like, what would you have to say to single parents, and especially women, young girls, who's raising kids on their own? Like, what can you impart into them to keep being strong and not to give up and to keep going? Just something from the heart.
I don't know. I would just say just be the best parent that you can be. And don't beat yourself up over it. Because you can only do what you know how to do. So whatever you know how to do, that's good enough. And you are good enough. You're a good mother. And release the need to control things. And don't feel guilty. Don't feel guilty about the type of parent that you are. Don't feel guilty about the choices that you made. Forgive yourself. And just take care of your kids. That's all you can do.
There you have it. I really thank y'all for tuning in today to welcome to the next level with Bishop Clyde Swan. I really appreciate it. We hope that somebody was able to grow from this conversation. Yes, it'll be many more. It's just only the beginning. It's just the start. We can't put it all on one tape, one record, but at the same time, I do really hope somebody is able to just, learn the process. Take in everything that was said today, like learning how to love yourself first, learning how to have your fortune up, learning how to be able to put that alarm system on your home and don't just let anybody come in and be able to steal everything away. And we talk about your physical being, and when you talk about a actual house, learning how to, kind of have a grip on your emotion and not just put it in somebody else's hands so they can control it. Every day is a learning process. So I pray that every day that you wake up, every day that you realize that you got this. Encourage yourself, like she said. Look in the mirror at times if you have to, and just tell yourself that you is that woman, that you is that dude, that you can do whatever you put your mind to. And guess what? You don't have to have support from nobody else as long as you believe in yourself. I thank y'all.
Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for being a part of it.
You're welcome.
Definitely made my day.
Oh, thank you. Bye, y'all.